Top of the first inning, it's Brady Hirai on the mound for Central Washington as we come back for day number 2 of our 4-game series. The Wolves and the Wildcats. First pitch misses a ball to Arcano, and we are underway. Not a whole lot of changes in the lineups for the Wolves, although Connor McCord was a late scratch, was in the initial lineup for the Wolves before being pulled before the home plate meeting. It's Arcano, then Derek Mabin, the shortstop, Jacob Mabin, the right fielder. David Gibbons is hitting fourth at first. Herzog, who had a pair of home runs yesterday, hits fifth and is over at third. Ryan Witt, the left fielder, hitting sixth. The designated hitter is Alex Garcia, hitting eighth, the catcher Ryan Santa Cruz, and batting ninth, Tyler Brandenburg, the second baseman, as Arcano fouls off the 2-1. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter on day 2. The Wolves going with the all-gray. The Wildcats in the black uniforms. And defensively for Central Washington, Culpepper starts at first. Lesmeister is at second. Ifan Pan is over at third, as this is hit foul. Culpepper moving over, and he will make the grab for the game's first out. Oh, where were we? Jason Hill is at shortstop. And left to right across the outfield, it's Zach Berryman, Justin Hampson, and Tyler McLean. Behind the plate is Michael Hickey. And Tilley is a designated hitter hitting ninth for Central. Hirai on the mound. 1 appearance, 1 start, 5 2/3. Had a no-hitter through 5 in his first start of the season. And it all kind of unraveled, and he allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Had 4 strikeouts, an opposing batting average of 143, and an ERA of 4.76. Western and Central split yesterday. Derek Mabin watches that one as it's high. 2 balls and a strike. The Wolves shortstop. 5 runs batted in on the early season for him. That one's foul, backing out of play. The count 2-2. In the air, to right, McLean is under it for out number 2. A pair of outs through the air for Hirai. And that'll bring up Jacob Mabin, 583 on the year. 4 batted in for him. First pitch from Hirai. Call the ball there. He has now started all 3 batters out 1-0. Battles back 1-1 the count. To Jacob Mabin, the right fielder for the Wolves, starting here in Game 3 as he did the past 2. He moved over to left in Game 2 yesterday. Two ball, 1 strike count. Through the right side. That'll get past Mitch Lesmeister at second. For the game's first hit. And now David Gibbons will stand in, the first baseman, filling in for Connor McCord, who again was pulled from the lineup early in this one before the pregame meeting. Swinging first, pitched on the ground, a short. Lesmeister, an easy throw over to first for out number 3. The Wolves lead one stranded here in the top of the first. Bottom half of the first inning, Berryman will lead things off for the Wildcats. He's hitting .471 through 6 games, 8 for 17, 7 runs scored, a double, a triple, and just 1 batted in. No, he does have 3 stolen bases on the year. Opposing him is the left-hander Logan Hatley, 1-0 on the year. Went 4 innings in his only start, allowed just 2 hits and 1 unearned run. He walked 2, struck out 7. Opposing hitters at 125 against him. Starts things out with a ball to Berryman. They're going to say he did go around and it's going to be a called strike. Berryman's not going to get any help from the first base umpire, though Joel Johnson has moved a little bit farther back and might be inquiring as to what he would have made on that call. Outside, 2 balls and a strike, though I'm pretty sure Johnson might have got the hand wave away from the umpire. We're not going to discuss it, and that normally is how that conversation goes if the home plate umpire makes a call and does not go to his partner. This one chopped foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hatley winds and delivers the over-the-head windup. This is on the ground to third. Fielded cleanly by Herzog, and he will step and fire across for out number 1 in the bottom of the first.
Number 18, center fielder Justin Hampson.
And now Justin Hampson will stride in. Wildcats and Wolves split yesterday. Reese Fry coming on and in relief for Central in Game 2 and picking up the save. The first pitch to Hampson, a called strike. He doesn't like it. The 0-1. In the air left side. Ranging over. That ball's going to be fair and down. It's going to be a double for Hampson as Ryan Witt couldn't make the diving play. Runner on second for Mitchell Lesmeister, playing second today for the Wildcats. It was a valiant effort from Witt, but he just couldn't quite reel it in. Lesmeister fouls off the first pitch he sees. Western Oregon over in Monmouth against Central Washington softball. It's the bottom of the fifth there, and the Wolves have a 3-0 lead. Hatley checks the runner at second and delivers. No, excuse me, he will wheel back to second and give Hampson a look. Hampson 1 for 1 on the year in stolen bases. Does have some pretty good wheels. I can tell you that from years past. Long look back at second. He'll give him another one. Hatley to the plate. Bounces in, played by Santa Cruz, and he'll hold on to it. Count 1-1 to Lesmeister. Mitch Lesmeister, one of the few players over my 5 years here at Central Washington to come in as a freshman and start immediately. And he's done a bang-up job hitting 300. This is a great play by Maben. The throw, he's in there. Mitch Lesmeister trying to give himself a little help there, signaling safe. I think he might have created some air drag on himself by signaling that before he got to the base, but he wanted to be sure. So it's runners on the corners with one out after the infield single from Lesmeister. And that'll bring up Tyler McLean, hitting .562 on the season. He takes a healthy hack at a pitch down and in, 0-1. McLean has the only home run in the Wildcats lineup. It was a 3-run home run. That put the Wildcats ahead a couple weekends ago, or a weekend ago. Runner going. Santa Cruz's throw, not going to be in time, but it is right on the money. And it's a stolen base for Lesmeister. Have to get the stopwatch out for that one to see what the timing on that was, but that was a beautiful throw from Santa Cruz, and I think Lesmeister got a pretty good jump off the southpaw. Count 1-2 to McLean. Swing and a miss on McLean. Down he goes for Hatley's first strikeout of the ball game. 2 outs in the inning, and Justin Culpepper will come up. First baseman for the Wildcats. 286 on the year, a pair of runs scored, 1 double and 4 batted in. Has an OBP of 286. Has not drawn a walk yet this year. And he's got ducks on the pond as Hatley will step off. First pitch misses, low and outside. 1-0 to Culpepper. That one's over for a strike, 1-1. Hatley nods in agreement with his battery mate, checks the runner at second, gives a brief look to third. And some sword action there from Culpepper. Counts 1-2. The 1-2. Looked good from here. Hatley's not going to get it, though. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is a close pitch. As a pitcher, you definitely want that one. If you can get that for 9 innings, you'll be a happy camper on the mound. The 2-2. Fouled away. Joel Johnson tried to make a play on it. In this weather, Coach, that might be a handbreaker. I don't know if I'd stretch for that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out. 2's across the scoreboard here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. First inning, excuse me. Wow, we're not there yet. The 2-2. Got him swinging, the tag applied, and that will do it for the Wildcats. Half of the first. They leave 2 stranded on back-to-back strikeouts from Hatley. Top of the second coming up right after this. Top of the second, Herzog will lead things off for Western Oregon. He had a pair of solo home runs yesterday, one to left and one to right, both on a line and clearly well struck. Takes the first pitch he sees, laces it just foul. Third base umpire got a good look at that one as it bounded past him. He stood his ground, though. Got to give him credit for that. That's a tough decision to make over there as an umpire, whether to bail out or stand in and hope it doesn't hit you. Outside corner called a strike. It's 0-2 to Herzog. So he right way ahead here. Check swing in the dirt. They will ask if he offered, and he did not. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss on the off speed. Herzog down for out number 1. That is the first strikeout of the day for Brady Hirai, and now Ryan Witt will take his first chance against the left-hander. That first pitch fouled off the plate, then off his back. 0-1. Witt originally scheduled to hit 7th here in game number 1 today, but with McCord coming out of the lineup, Witt bumped to 6. And Garcia, who is on deck, slides into the 7th spot. The 0-2 hung a bit there, and it is just a long fly out to straightaway center field for out number 2.
Number 23, designated hitter, Alex Garcia.
Alex Garcia stands in 1 for 3 on the season with a run scored, making just his 2nd appearance of the year here. Filling in for Connor McCord. Here's the first pitch. On the ground, left side. Efan moves to his left, makes the play, the throw to first. Retires Garcia, so the Wolves go 1-2-3 in the top of the 2nd. We'll be back. Bottom 2 coming up after this. First pitch to Hill, a ball here in the bottom half of the 2nd. Playing shortstop here in game number 1. Checks his swing, called a strike anyway. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside makes it 2 balls, 1 strike to the Wildcats shortstop. Hill, a utility infielder, spends most of his time in the middle infield. Count goes to 3-1 with that outside pitch. Much chillier than yesterday here in Ellensburg. A lot of cloud cover out there, not a whole lot of sunshine. Wind up. Big swing and a miss. If he hit it, it'd gone 375 out to right. Back into the netting, but instead it's just strike two. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Hill. Hatley over the top windup and delivers. Got him swinging on the inside pitch. That is 3 straight strikeouts now for Hatley.
Now batting third baseman, number 31.
Efan Pan will stand in. Wildcats third baseman. Trevor Tripoli out of the lineup here in game 1 for Central. A check swing foul. A little late on the decision there to swing. Fouls it off, and it's 1-1. On the ground, back up the middle. Maben ranging to his left. He will get there, but it will come off the heel of his glove. Long way to go for Derek Maben. We'll have to wait for the official score on that one. Credited an infield single for Efan.
Now batting catcher, Michael Hickey.
Michael Hickey hitting in the 8th spot, catching for the Wildcats here in game number 1. Efan leaning back towards first on the offering from Hatley. Does not want to get picked off over there. And a step back and throw over to first. Hatley's going to keep him close. Tried to catch him off guard as he took his lead over there, but back in time is Efan. Hatley will look at first and delivers. On the ground up the middle. To second for 1 to first. That is a 4-6-3 twin killing. And it'll end the bottom of the second. Top of the third coming up. It's 0-0 here in Ellensburg. Top of the third inning, Santa Cruz leading off for Western Oregon, and that's going to be a called strike. And from one catcher to the umpire, he's not happy. Catcher's given a little bit of extra leeway most of the time with home plate umpires, since they do have to spend the entire half of a game back there. Santa Cruz on the ground, Weekly to third. That is going to be an error. E-Fan can't collect it, and Santa Cruz is aboard.
Number 11, second baseman Tyler Brandenburg.
Brandenburg, the number 9 hitter for the Wolves, was a defensive replacement in Game 2 after starting Game 1. First pitch is, nice little move by E-Fan there to hop over that one. Brandenburg looking down at the third base coach, getting the signs. Squaring around a bunt. He'll get it down the right side, but it's too fine once again. And Brandenburg finds himself in an 0-2 hole here. Didn't quite deaden that one enough. Tried to place it right on the line. Time called. Brandenburg steps back in. Eri, the 0-2. Upstairs, Hickey does a nice job to go up and get it. 1-2. Long look at first. Eri delivers. Chasing after it, Brandenburg, and he'll keep the count at 1-2 as he fouls that one away. Back up the middle, Lesmeister to Hill for one to first. A twin killing, 4-6-3. Second double play we have seen already in this game.
Center fielder Blaze Arcano.
And they were the same as well, nearly the same spot, just right back up the middle. A ball that really goes for a single when the infielders are not shifted over to double play depth. First pitch to Arcano, a strike 0-1. The 0-1. In there for a strike, 0-2. Lineup card has flipped back over for the Wolves. In the first inning, Arcano fouled out to Justin Culpepper down the first base line. Midway in between the edge of the dugout and the end of the Wolves bullpen. Now the 0-2 gets away, 1-2. A 1-2 again. On the ground, left side. That's going to be the second error of the inning for E-Fan as he Roger Dorns that one over at third.
Shortstop, Derek Maben.
A rough start for E-Fan over at third, second error of the inning. And the Wolves will get an extension here. First pitch in for a strike. Oh, 1 on the ground left side, past a diving E-Fan. And now there are 2 aboard for the Wolves.
The right fielder, Jacob Maben.
The Mabens have been quite an issue for the Wolves, for their Wildcats pitching staff, here this weekend, and that continues in game number 3 in the early innings. Jacob Maben, 1 for 1 on the day. He singled through the right side in the first. Turns on that one, but yanks it foul. Foul the way again. 0-2 the count on Maben. And Hickey's going to go out and have a chit-chat with his battery mate here.
And it's spring training, so it doesn't matter.
Got him there to end the inning. Maben down by way of the K. And we will be back with the bottom of the third after this. Bottom of the third inning. Tilly leading things off. It's an 0-1 count. This is roped down the left field line. Fair ball. That one drew up some chalk. Tilly hustling his way in a second with a leadoff stand-up double. So the number 9 hitter comes through as he leads off the third.
Number 11, left fielder Zach Berryman.
Fourth hit of the ball game for the Wildcats. In the air to left, a sinking liner. It's going to fall. Throw into the infield will be cut off by Herzog, and just like that, runners on the corners for the Wildcats as Berryman gets a first pitch single.
Number 18, center fielder Justin Hampson.
Hampson strides up. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Had a double down the left field line back in the first. Central threatening to score here. Runner going on the pickoff attempt. And no, it's going to be a balk instead. That's going to bring Tilly home, and it's going to bring a coach out of the Western Oregon dugout, and there's going to be a conversation about that, as Hatley is not happy either. He's gesturing to the third base umpire as his second baseman moves him away from the umpire. Umpire saying that he stepped towards the first base dugout. Hatley's got to be careful. I don't imagine the umpires have a long leash, and his catcher's going to come out and take him away from the situation. That's a catcher with a smart move there. Hatley wants a different baseball. They're going to say he didn't step far enough to first on the pickoff attempt, and that technically he went to the plate. It's the old Andy Pettitte issue. When Andy Pettitte was playing for the New York Yankees, he had one of the most dominant pickoff moves in the entire league, and it was because he rode the line and was probably over the line 90% of the time trying to pick off to first, and Hatley gets called for it here. So the Wildcats lead 1-0 after the balk. Hatley will spin to second to check on Berryman. The count on Hampson, 0-0. Hampson squares, gets the bunt down to the left side of the mound. Throw on to first. Hampson gets the job done, the sacrifice bunt. And that's the inning's first out. Sets up the sacrifice fly for Mitch Lesmeister should he connect on one in the air.
Second baseman, number 9, Mitch Lesmeister.
That is probably the bare minimum of what it's going to take to get the run across here. Although Berryman does have some wheels, so I could see him scoring on a grounder to the infield, back up the middle at least. First pitch to Lesmeister, a strike 0-1. They'll ask down at first, and he did not go around. Count is 2 balls, no strikes to the Wildcats second baseman. Oh, excuse me, 1-1. Oh, I did have it right in the book. The 1-1. On a line into left center and down. Central now with a 2-0 lead as Lesmeister drives the run in. And Tyler McLean, looking for his first hit of the ball game, will step up. He struck out in at-bat number 1. First pitch to McLean. In the dirt. Lesmeister a little frustrated with himself there. He saw it hit the dirt, thought about taking off, and then hesitated. One of those plays you got to trust your feelings on. McLean in the air to right, going back. Maben leaps, and he will make the grab at the warning track for out number 2. And Justin Culpepper will come up. He struck out as well in the first. That ended the inning. Hatley comes set. Runner going. The throw from Santa Cruz is on the money. My goodness, what a toss to get the runner stealing, and that's going to end it. The Wildcats do push across 2. They lead 2-0 as we head to the top of the 4th. First pitch upstairs to start off David Gibbons at bat. Grounded out to second back in the first. One-oh misses. It's 1-1. The 2-0, excuse me, in the left. Grab made out there. For out number 1. Herzog standing in, 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. Swinging first pitch. This is in the air to left center. Hampson going over. He will call off Berryman to make the grab, so the first two hitters are retired quickly with a pair of flyouts. It's 4-4 down in Monmouth, Oregon, as they head to the bottom of the seventh inning.
Left fielder Ryan Witt.
The Wildcats pushed across 4 in the sixth, fifth maybe, one of the two, to tie it up. Pitch misses here. 1-0 to Ryan Witt, the left fielder. Flew out to center. Skied into foul territory. It will stay just in play along the fence line, but nobody could run it down. That's a long way to go. And it falls harmlessly to the ground. Count now 1-1 strike with 2 down. Here in the top of the fourth inning. The Wildcats 2 runs on 6 hits. Defensively, they have 2 errors. Western Oregon, no runs. They do have 2 hits. And they have not committed a fielding error, although Hatley responsible for the runs that came across, the first one via the balk. Now the 1-1. Breaking pitch misses. Big swing and a miss there. Witt evens it up at 2-2. That was a big hack at the 2-1. Hirai comes set, looking to end the top of the fourth. Got him looking on the inside corner. Witt goes down for out number 3. The Wolves down in order. Bottom of the fourth coming up after this. Bottom of the fourth inning, Culpepper will stand in. Lead things off for Central. Breaking ball stays up high, 1-0. The Wolves have one on a walk-off in softball's game 1. A throwing error allows the runner to score from third, and it's a 5-4 victory for Western Oregon. Second walk-off in 4 games for the Wolves softball team. Count 3-0 here against Culpepper. Three-0 get me over pitches there. On the ground left side, Herzog fields, slings it across for out number 1. Jason Hill, 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out in the second inning, worked a full count in that one. Looking to redeem himself here. First pitch to Hill misses. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Make it 3-0 as it skips in. Hill, a pretty patient hitter overall. In the couple years I've seen him here at Central. And he will draw a 4-pitch base on balls to lead thing to, get a runner on, not a leadoff guy. Still 1 out in the inning.
Number 31, third baseman, Yifan Pan.
Yifan Pan will stride up. 0 for 1. He struck out to lead off the second inning. Hatley coming set. Gives the look over to first, and Pan fouls off the first pitch he sees. That one gets away from Santa Cruz, but he's able to track it down as Hill does not take off for second. Second time the Wildcats probably could have advanced a runner, but chose not to. Off speed over for a strike. 2 strikes now on Pan. Time called at the plate. Pan will step out, gather himself, and step back in. A Baltimore chopper to third. Herzog to second for 1. Fired across. 5-4-3, the Twin killing. Top of the 5th coming up. Wildcats leading 2-0. Garcia fouls off the first pitch he sees here in the top half of the fifth inning. Count 0-2. Here to the Wolves' designated hitter as I toss things around the press box. That one's outside and Hickey can't track it down, but it's 1-2 regardless. He rides set and delivers the 1-2. Fouled away. Nope, we're not going to answer that phone call labeled as spam risk from Detroit, Michigan. Joys of working in Division II, wearing a couple hats today. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes to the inning's leadoff hitter. Three and 2. Backing out of play on that foul. The payoff pitch to Garcia. Eri delivers, and this is backing out of play towards us. Lands just behind the press box. You can hear that one come to the ground. Eri, 3-2. That ball's going to go a long ways. Eri's just thankful it's foul. Reset, try the payoff pitch again. Three-two again. Ball 4 down and in. Eri loses him after a good battle.
Now batting the catcher, number 2, Ryan Santa Cruz.
At that point, it's just one of those at-bats when you're the pitcher and you go, you know what, just get this at-bat over with. I don't really care the outcome as long as he doesn't come around and score on it. And with nobody out, the Wolves have their leadoff hitter aboard. It was a 9-pitch at-bat for Garcia. Hickey blocks the first pitch as it twists low and inside. Eri with a move over to first. As we used to say from the bench, not his best. Just keeping a close eye over there. Fouled back at the screen, 1-1. Breaking ball. Nobody knows where that one missed. But the count's 2-1. Hickey even held it a half second longer. There we go. Looks like he got the information from the home plate umpire. My guess is it would crossed above the high out corner. Count goes to 3-1. So Hirai back to back. 3-ball counts. He walked Garcia to lead things off. Fighting to avoid that here. He loses him. Back-to-back walks. And now Kramer Champlin's going to come out and have a chit-chat.
He's at 64 pitches now.
The Wildcats pitching coach Hirai has reached 64 pitches through 4+ innings of work.
14 this inning, I think.
Champlin, a former Toronto Blue Jays prospect, pitched in their minor league system for a little bit following college, played down at Arizona State. It is his first full year on the Wildcats coaching staff after pandemic-shortened 2020 season. Squaring around and getting the bunt down, but it will drop foul is Brandenburg. So 0-1. The Wolves want to play a little small ball here to push those runners into scoring position. Breaking pitch over for a strike, 0-2. No square attempt there by Brandenburg. The 0-2. On the ground, left side. Diving is Hill. He can't get it. They're going to wave the run around. Here comes the throw. It's offline. The throw into second, not going to get anybody. And it's runners on second and third in a 2-1 ball game.
Number 6, center fielder, Blaze Arcano. I think we have Stirring in the pen.
Runners on second and third after the single. Brandenburg takes second on the throw, and now 2 in scoring position with nobody out. Arcano swinging first pitch, and he fouls it back and away. Tell you one thing that's interesting with no spectators here in Ellensburg is being able to hear the players in the dugout a lot more clear than you can in the past. Arcano swinging, skies this one to left center field. Hamps in the catch. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's on line and not even going to reach the plate as they get Santa Cruz as he tries to tag and score on the flyout. A big play there for the Wildcats. If you're scoring at home, that's F8 for Arcano, and then 8-2 on the play at the plate.
Shortstop, Derek Maven.
Although Evan O'Kelly, I don't believe he's watching today. He might be the only one who keeps a scorebook at home. First pitch to Maben, right back up the middle on a line. They're going to test Hampson's arm again, rounding third, and there's not going to be a play at the plate as it is tied up 2-2. Good piece of hitting there by Derek Maben, swinging at the first pitch he gets and driving it right back up the middle.
Right fielder, Jacob Maven.
And this ball game is tied. Jacob Maben standing in now, 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a strikeout looking, and the Wildcats have some action in the bullpen. A right-hander has begun throwing. And another HBP, make it 4 on the weekend, and Hickey and Hirai are going to ask the umpire about that hit by pitch, and Maben's not over the plate, so it's a hit by pitch. Runners on first and second with 2 down, a 1-0 count here on Gibbons. As Hirai looks to escape any more damage here. Pumped over for a strike, 1-1. Breaking ball over the outside corner, so Hirai bounces back nicely after hitting Jacob Maben. Maben, of course, I'm pretty sure that's 4 hit by pitches in this series. A player close to my own heart, as during my playing days, I enjoyed getting hit by pitches because it means I didn't have to hit. And as a catcher at that level, we got courtesy runners, so I wasn't running the bases either. Being a catcher in high school and summer ball leagues, great times. As it's fouled back at the screen by Gibbons. Keeps the count at 1-2 here with 2 down. And the Wolves have tied it. Two runs across in this inning, looking for at least one more. Hickey blocks that one to keep it close. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in on the inning. 2s across the scoreboard. Time called at the plate. Stepping out is Gibbons. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out so far. The 2-2. On the ground, left side. Hill has to take a step, and he just gets him at first. A long throw. And Western Oregon ties it up with a pair of runs. It's 2-2, bottom 5 when we return. Michael Hickey leading things off here in the bottom half of the fifth inning for Central Washington. He's out after the first pitch he sees for a strike 0-1. Hickey 0 for 1 with a get-up back in the second inning. The tailor-made 4.63 variety. That one's on the inside corner for a strike 0-2. That's a tough pitch to hit from a left-hander, that backdoor low and in pitch. Here's the 0-2. Went there again and gets the pop-up on the infield. Derek Mabin coming over, and he'll make the grab for out number 1. Called off everybody in the infield. And now Jake Tilley strides up. 1 for 1, a double and a run scored. He came around on the balk by Hatley. Tilley, the Wildcats' designated hitter here in Game 3. Swinging at that one, down in the dirt. 0-1 the count. In the air, down the line, in right and fair. That'll be at least a single. Jacob Mabin cuts it off. Now the throw into the infield. And Tilley has his second two-bagger of the ball game. First one he hit down the left field line. That one goes down the right field line. And it's back to the top of the order for Zach Berryman, the Wildcats left fielder. 1 for 2 on the day, a ground out and a single. He came around to score as well. Back in the 2-run third inning for Central Washington. 1 away as Hatley gets the signs and comes set. A quick check on the runner at second and delivers. Fouled away. Game 2 about to get underway, it looks like, in Monmouth. Wildcats and Wolves. Oh, 1 bounced in. 1-1 the count. Looks like a 58-foot breaking ball there from Hatley. Check on the runner. Now the 1-1. On the ground, through the left side. Tilley had to hold, so it's going to be runners on the corners, and this is the same spot that Hatley found himself in the third. Another single through the left side for Berryman. And Justin Hampson will stand in. He laid down a bunt in the third. Moved Berryman over to third. That was after the balk by Hatley. Have to see if Hatley is as aggressive with his pickoff, if he decides to throw over, or if he forgoes it altogether. Dancing off of first. Hampson tried to get the bunt down, but did not. 0-1. A check at first. Berryman's back. He had about a 1.5 foot lead there. Still in the process of taking his lead, and Hatley thought maybe he could catch him off guard. The The 0-1 to Hampson as Berryman dances off of first. This one's on the ground towards the second baseman. It's bobbled, and they're not going to get anybody.
E4, but an RBI.
Mark at E4 and 1 RBI as Tilly scores on the play.
Comment at an earned run, but that might be the end of earned run.
Berryman dancing around off second. This one is skied. Right side and foul. Everybody on the right side of the field giving chase.
It's second baseman Mitch Lesmeister.
But it will fall harmlessly to the ground to make it 0-1. One on the way. Fouled off his foot, 0-2. Berryman dancing around off second there, trying to get Hatley's attention. Just one down on the inning. In the air to center. Arcana will make the grab, tagging and going to third is Berryman. A productive out there for the Wildcats. 2 away and runners on the corners for Tyler McLean.
Right fielder Tyler McLean.
McLean 0 for 2 on the day, a fly out to right and a strikeout in the first. In the dirt, it gets through the legs of Santa Cruz, and it'll go as a pass ball. Moving up to second is Hampson. Now Santa Cruz giving a look to the ground, as if to say, why did you betray me? And you know, as a former catcher, I've been there. Sometimes you just want to take a look around at the catcher's box, the area around home plate, and it's just, you don't want to blame it on yourself. Nice grab there by Santa Cruz, as it's 2-0. I mean, he had that one blocked. It just skirted through his legs, allowing Hampson to move up. Runners on second and third, 2 down. Hatley steps off. He'll take a moment. And step back on. Here's the 2-0 to McLean. Breaking ball finds the strike zone, 2-1. A right-hander starts to loosen up in the Wolves bullpen. Two-one on the ground right side. Taken in cleanly, and the throw over to Gibbons at first retires McLean. The Wildcats push across 1. Hampson gets the RBI. It's 3-2 Wildcats lead as we head to the top of the 6th. Top of the 6th inning. Hirai, 78th pitch, a ball. And leading off is Herzog. Wearing the collar so far today, 0 for 2. Strikeout and a flyout for the Wolves' third baseman. Two balls and a strike. Two and two. Herzog fouls off that one. Two outside corner, got him looking. The second strikeout of the afternoon for Herzog.
Left fielder Ryan Witt.
And the fourth for Hirai. Well, here's Ryan Witt. He is also 0 for 2. Struck out to center and flew out to center and struck out looking in the fourth. That one's inside as it pops out of Hickey's mitt, 1-0. Laced foul down the third baseline. 1-1. The 1-1 offering. It's low. 2 balls and a strike. Three and 1 as Hickey backhands it.
Oh,
3-1's going to get away from Hickey, and it catches a piece of the home plate umpire as well. Third walk given up by Hirai here in this one. As time is called and
designated hitter Alex Garcia.
Hickey mulls around a little bit, give the home plate umpire a few seconds to try to recover. One of those unspoken things between the two armored men at home plate. Here's Alex Garcia with one down. First pitch to him is high, 1-0. Garcia 0 for 1. He grounded out in the second, walked and scored back in the fifth. And Hirai really having trouble finding the strike zone. These last two batters. That was a breaking pitch that just didn't break. The 2-0. Fastball clubbed into left center. Berryman moving over, and he'll make the grab on the sinking liner. Two away on the inning is Santa Cruz.
Number 2, catcher Ryan Santa Cruz.
Will work his way to the plate. And Kramer Champlin's going to come out here. This might be one of those conversations with your starting pitcher that goes, do you have it? Do you want him? Actually, no, it's just going to be a Hirai is done. He goes 5 2/3, responsible for the runner on first when we return. Riley Wingerson takes over on the bump as Hirai goes 5 2/3, allows 4 hits, currently 2 runs. He is, however, responsible for the runner on first, but that one's fouled back and out of play. The first pitch from Wingerson fouled off. The book mostly closed on Hirai, in line for the win as it would stand right now. Check swing. They say he did go around. No balls, 2 strikes. Wingerson 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. That's going to be a pass ball should the runner advance. Hickey just didn't catch it. 1-2 the count. Witt, who was on first, didn't even realize that Hickey didn't have it for a second. That one kicked all the way to the backstop. Here's the 1-2, lined on the ground to short. The 1 hop, Hill across. Culpepper digs down low to get it. And that is going to end the inning. So the book is closed on Hirai. 2 runs on 4 hits, walks 3, and struck out 4. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 6th. Central leading 3-2 after this. Justin Culpepper to lead things off at the bottom half of the 6th inning. He offers a swing at the first pitch, 0-1. Hatley back out, though there is now double barrel action in the Wolves bullpen. A pair of right-handers loosening. 1-1. That one skips in. Culpepper goes down after that one and skies it. Foul territory behind home plate. Santa Cruz can't quite reel it in. A very tough play. And it's 1-2. That is one of the hardest plays to make as a catcher. A lot of spin on that one, so Culpepper will get another chance here at the dish. And he gets him looking, so no harm done. One away in the bottom half of the sixth.
Number 33, shortstop Jason Hill.
First pitch to Hill, just off the inside, 1-0. Comes back with a heavy fastball for a strike. Evens it up at 1-1. 1-2 as Hill takes a big swing there. Hill walked in the fourth, struck out in the second. Ooh, 1-2 just inside. Hatley wanted that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hill, I think, thought about leaning into it and then thought better of it. That one's got him right between the numbers. Well, you're going to lean into it? Here, take this. That fastball just gets away from Hatley. And Hill is aboard for the second time today. Yeah, that one stings, especially in today's weather. Been quite a few hit-by pitches in this series. Most of them going to Jacob Maben. He's got 4. Swing and a miss. As Efan stands in. 1 for 2, a single, and he grounded into a double play. That hit-by pitch on Hill reminds me when I was playing, I was facing a buddy of mine from high school, as that one's pumped over for a strike 0-2. And I was a plate crowder, and I stuck my elbow out over the top of the strike zone, above the strike zone. Got the hit-by pitch, flipped my bat, walked on down to first, and the home plate umpire called me back. And then my buddy on the mound, the next pitch hit me right in the rear. As that one gets away, from Santa Cruz, Hill moves up on the wild pitch. But afterwards, I asked my buddy, I was like, that intentional? He said, absolutely. Okay. Just checking. Runner on second now in a 1-2 count. Wolves trailing by 1. The Wildcats, I'm sure, would like to get an insurance marker here. And they've got a runner in scoring position, but first Santa Cruz is going to go out and have a chit-chat with Hatley. Signs are going to be changing up here just a little bit with that runner on second. A few different ways you can get the signs across now. I was always a big fan of the ABE system, ahead, behind, and even. If you're ahead in the count, it's the first sign. Behind in the count, the second. Even, it's the third. And this is sky to center. Maben drifting back. Hill is tagging it second. Here comes the throw. It's over the head of the relay man. Not going to matter as Hill was in standing up at third. So with 2 down, the Wildcats have a runner 90 feet from home. And the catcher, Michael Hickey, will stride up 0 for 2, grounded into a double play and popped out. And the Wolves are going to check at second to see if Hill left early, and he did not. And I said this yesterday when the Wildcats did the same thing. This cannot become a thing in baseball. It can't. We cannot check on every foul ball or fly ball tag up. Just like yesterday, there was no chance the runner left early. Hickey does go around. And it's 0-1. And beyond that, you do only have 3 umpires at the D2 level. There are not 4 umpires. Something is going to go unwatched, but I can tell you it's not that base runner. Swing and a miss from Hickey. It's 0-2. Hatley 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Hickey swings and misses at 1 in the dirt. Santa Cruz blocks it nicely. And a good throw over to first retires his counterpart. So the Wildcats leave 1 stranded. It's 3-2 here in Ellensburg. Tyler Brandenburg will start things off here in the top of the 7th. The first pitch from Riley Wingerson, a called strike 0-1. One and one is that. The 1-1 from Wingerson, fouled away in the upper part of the strike zone. Brandenburg chased after it. Those pitches look so good to hit. Right on the eye-level plane or right around it, and every hitter that has ever played the game thinks they can get around it, and only a few can. Here's the 1-2. In the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two. Ooh, staying alive with a fight me off swing there is Brandenburg. Out ahead of that one. Looks like he might have guessed something with a little more velocity. Able to make some contact and keep his at-bat alive. It's back to the top of the order for the Wolves after this. Blaze Arcano on deck. Another foul ball. Oh, and a nice catch in the dugout off the netting. Arcano does a little dance down there. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wingerson comes set and delivers. Hit weakly to short. Hill going to have to move quickly, and he does, to retire Brandenburg for the inning's first out.
Number 6, the center fielder, Blaze Arcano.
Top of the order now for the Wolves, Blaze Arcano standing in. 0 for 3 on the day, a foul out, a fly out, and then in the third inning, he reached on an error. Top of the order has 3 hits, the 1-2-3 guys. And Arcano grounds this one to Hill. He's a busy man this inning. Back-to-back 6-3 groundouts. And Derek Maben, the shortstop, he's got a pair of hits on the day, 2 singles. First pitch to Maben. Fouled away. Wingerson set on the 0-1. Skips in. 1 ball, 1 strike now. The Wolves shortstop. Two and one. On a line, that's going to get down in right center. McLean will field it to cut off any advance, but it's a 2-out single for Derek Maben to keep the inning alive.
Number 48, right fielder Jacob Maben.
And Jacob Maben will come in with 2 down and a runner aboard. He is 1 for 2, a single in the first, struck out in the third, and was hit by a pitch in the armor during the 5th inning. Swinging at the first pitch he sees, as it's 0-1. That one buried down and in. Maben does crowd the plate quite a bit. He's got a little bit of space in between the inside chalk line there, close to the inside corner, and he's a few inches off of that. That front elbow right on top, and that hit him again. Make it number 5. Jacob Maben, an OBP machine for the Wolves, although he might want to get an ice bath after this series. Gonna be a few welts and bruises on him. My goodness. Tell you, I love a player like that, though, willing to stand in there, take 5 HBPs in a series. That is some great work from Jacob Maben to get on base and to continue to extend the inning. And now you're looking at the cleanup guy, David Gibbons, who on the day wearing a collar, but it would be a good chance for him to strike here so the Wolves can tie this one up. 5 hit by pitches. He's almost taken the inner half of the plate away from the Wildcats pitching staff with how well he crowds the plate. 0-2 the count on Gibbons as he dropped down to a knee to take a hack at that one. Just got a little bit ahead of himself. Really wants to make a difference here in this AB. 0-2. 2 down and 2 on. Swinging on the 0-2 and fouling it back and out of play. Gibbons steps back in. Wingerson toes the rubber. And Wingerson a little bit odd for out of the stretch. The way he sets up, very open. And then before he comes set, he closes it. Not only does he close it, not just even, but he steps across his body as this is into center, and Hampson will track it down the soft liner for out number 3. So no damage done. The Wolves leave 2 stranded. 7th inning stretch. We'll be back after this. Bottom of the 7th inning, a new pitcher for the Wolves as Ryan Shipley comes on, and Jake Tilley will lead things off for the Wildcats. There we go. 6 innings for Hatley. 3 runs, 8 hits. Right now would be charged with the loss should things end. Check swing from Tilley. Did he go? No, he did not. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Two 2-0 now from Shipley. Time called by Tilley. He'll step out. Fouls that one back at the screen, make it 2-1. Foul the way again, 2-2. Tilley today a pair of doubles and a pair of runs scored. A big part of that Wildcats offense. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count runs full to the first man out of to Tilley, excuse me, the first batter Shipley faces out of the bullpen. Three-two popped up. Still on the infield. It will be hauled in at second by Brandenburg.
Number 11, left fielder Zach Berryman.
That's the inning's first out. Back to the top of the order for Zach Berryman. He's got a pair of singles and a run scored on the day. And Shipley comes set. That one skips in. They're going to check down at first. No, he did not. That's one of my favorite lines in baseball. Regardless of whether or not you're the hitting or pitching team, when you check, no matter what the umpire says, generally somebody will go, great call, great call. And I heard that one from the Wolves dugout. That one misses outside. It's 2-0. And it's not meant sarcastically either. It's one of the worst calls to have to make, I think, in the game of baseball is that check swing. Because it is a very ambiguous rule on what it means for a player to swing or not. 3-0 here to Berryman. The letter of the law suggests the intention of the hitter to hit the ball, which does not help a whole lot. The 3-0. Skips in, ball 4, a 1-out walk. Worked by Berryman, and the Wildcats have a runner aboard.
Number 18, center fielder
And Justin
Justin Hampson.
Hampson working on a 1-for-2 day. Had a sacrifice bunt in the third, a double in the first, and reached on an error in the fifth. Good block by Santa Cruz as he works his way around Hampson. Opposite field. Catch will be made and a quick throw back in. No tag from the runner, however, and there are 2 away for Mitch Lesmeister. 2 for 3, a pair of singles, both of them through the left side of the infield. And then he flew out back in the fifth. The Wolves have some meandering in the bullpen. Runner going, Lesmeister, a check swing, and they got him at second. Another throw right on the money from Santa Cruz. Kid has had an incredible day behind the plate. Second runner, he's hosed. Top of the 8th coming up. Wildcats lead it 3-2. A defensive change for Central Washington here in the top of the 8th. Mitch Lesmeister has moved to third base, and Michael Peter has come on in replacement of Ifan Pan. First pitch finds the inside part of the strike zone for a called strike to Herzog. Wingerson still out there for the Wildcats, as they are going to try to use as few players as possible on the mound here in game number 1. Big swing from Herzog trying to tie it up. It's 0-2. The Wildcats have players shifting about in the bullpen, although nobody actively throwing yet. The 0-2. Upstairs, 1 and 2. Tried to get him to chase, but Herzog did not. He is wearing the collar 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts, so he is trying to avoid the hat trick. One, two, fouled off a Hickey, and the Wildcats athletic trainer got to be coming out of the dugout here. It's just going to be Desi Story. I think, here comes Abby Craven. I'm sure Hickey's going to say he's okay, but that one hit him square. They're going to leave Hickey in. One and two, the count to Herzog. That's one of those plays where, as a hitter, you might step back in and give the catcher a little shin tap with your bat, just to let him know, hey man, sorry about that. Here's the 1-2, even though it's not his fault, still. 1-2 is outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lesmeister giving chase, but it's backing out of play. Two, fouled away again. Herzog fighting his way through this at-bat. On the ground and right back up the middle for the single. Herzog does a nice job fighting through that at-bat to get the hit. And the leadoff hitter is aboard for the Wolves as they trail just by 1 here in the top of the 8th. And they are at the 6, 7, 8 portion of the lineup now as the number 5 hitter Herzog reaches. So we'll have to wonder if they'll play a little small ball here. Witt on the day is 0 for 2. He drew a walk, struck out looking, and flied out. He'll square fairly late. Going to be called a ball 1-0. I think if you want a sacrifice there, he's got to square earlier than that. I was always taught if you're giving yourself up, show it. Let the infielders come in. And that's a called strike 1-1. That one gets away from hit from Wingerson. And I have to wonder if that's if that's anything other than a result of Hickey taking that one off the mask. Outside corner 1 and 2. And Hickey with his second consecutive throw back to the mound. That's just not quite the same.
2 and a 10.
Double-barreled action for the Wildcats. Wingerson set and delivers. Ooh, check swing foul. Gets away on the wild pitch. Runner advances to second with nobody out. And the Wolves prime position to get the tying run across now.
That's one in there. The righty. Someone's trudging to the Wolves bullpen.
That'll be through and a left for a single. They will hold the runner. They're not going to burn him trying to go to the plate. Berryman got the ball in quickly. And there are runners on the corners. Time is called. And there will be a pinch runner over at first base.
Running at first base is number 20, Hank Forrest.
Forrest will run at first. Runners on the corners. And Alex Garcia will come up. 0 for 2. Reached on a walk and scored. And he was a late addition to the lineup card today. And that's going to get by Hickey. That is going to be a pass ball. And it's a tie ball game. That is one that Hickey has to have. Instead of blocking, he chooses to try to backhand it. It is now 3-3. Blown save for Wingerson. The Wildcats expecting a bunt, but it's not there. Had Garcia hit that on the left side of the infield, there was nobody home. That would have been worse than if the Publishers Clearinghouse people came to your door and you're not home. Would have pushed the runner over to third, and a slow enough ground ball could have ended up as a double. 1-1's fouled away. It's 1 and 2. Home plate umpire refilling the pouches. The 1-2. Fouled away. Wingerson at 39. This will be 40 pitches in relief. Time called. Garcia will step out. And delivers. Fouled away to stay alive. The Western Oregon bullpen, you can feel the momentum has swung to their side. Central awfully quiet right now. On the ground is short. Hill to first. Runner moves over to third, and now there's one down on the inning. Bit of a productive out there
Number 2
from Garcia.
Santa Cruz.
Infield pulled tight, hitter's delight. Swinging first pitch, it's 1.5 miles high, but it's backing out of play. Santa Cruz took a hack. Oh for 2 at the plate with a walk. One and one to the catcher. Wingerson comes set. Now the 1-1. Hickey with a good block to keep it close by. 2 balls and a strike. Time called as that ball is going to go back to the dugout. And they'll take a look at it, see if it's still usable. Don't quite have the same luxury as we did when I worked in the minor leagues, where you have 144 baseballs ready to go every game. 2-1 misses, and Wingerson's not happy with it. 3 balls and a strike. You can see the hands kind of come out as if to say where from Wingerson. But 3-1, a hitter's count for Santa Cruz. And he thought he had ball 4, but he's going to have to take a short walk back to the right-hander's batter's box. The count 3-2. Payoff pitch. Ooh, that one is going to get over Hickey. Couldn't quite get up there and reach it, but it won't go as a wild pitch as nobody advances. That was a good read by Forrest to recognize that it was going to come down pretty hard. And Kramer Champlin is going to come out here. He is going to the bullpen, so we'll take a timeout. It's 3-3 when we return. J.J. Lemming takes over for Central Washington on the bump. Runners on the corners, and just one out. He faces Brandenburg, the second baseman. Fires over a first pitch strike. Wingerson is responsible for the two aboard at the moment. Brandenburg squares, pulls back in the dirt, 1-1. After Brandenburg, it's back to the top of the order. Down in Monmouth, still 0-0 as they head into the top of the fourth. Brandenburg's bunt, Hickey a dive, not going to get there. The mask comes off, the glove comes off. The count is 1-2, and Forrest wasn't breaking from third. He may have wheels, but 90 feet's a long way to go. Brandenburg steps back in. In the air to right. McLean the catch. Forrest tagging. Here comes the throw. He's going to stop as the throw from right didn't even skip in. Hickey took a step and a half up the line, and that's going to be a big out number two.
Number 6, center fielder Blaze Arcano.
Top of the order for Blaze Arcano. And he is wearing the collar so far. 0 for 4, a foul out, reached on an error, a fly out, and then he grounded out to Hill at short in the 7th. First pitch to Arcano. It's 4-3 on the wild pitch. Arcano up after that one in the upper echelon of the strike zone. See him give himself a little settle down there after that swing. Again, that pitch looks so inviting. That's until you actually take a hack at it. That misses. 2 balls and a strike. First base is open, but Derek and Jacob Mabin, the 2 and 3 hitters, have had quite a day. Derek has 3 singles. Swinging it well. You do not want to open up that can of worms. This is into right. McLean. He will make the catch to end the inning, but the Wolves do get 2, and now they lead it 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, Lesmeister to lead things off for Central. As the Wildcats now trail by 1. First pitch there, a strike, 0-1. Lesmeister not real happy with it. Defensively, Forrest stays in and goes to right field. Jacob Mabin moves over to left. And a southpaw throwing in the Wolves bullpen now, 0-2. One and two on a 56-foot pitch there. On the ground and foul. Lesmeister keeps the at-bat alive. Ooh, Western Oregon wanted that one, but they're not going to get it. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lesmeister. It's Lesmeister, McLean, and Culpepper. Good part of the order for the Wildcats, 3, 4, and 5. Lesmeister swinging. This is into right center field. Running it down is Arcano for a big and loud out number 1.
Right fielder, Tyler McLean.
Tyler McLean, 0 for 3 today. A strikeout, a flyout, and a ground out. Misses 1-0. A good spot, though, from the right-hander. Two and 0. Hitters count to McLean. The 2-0. McLean trying to hit that one 450. And it's 2-1. Culpepper waits on deck. Fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Two. That'll be a single to the left of the second base bag. McLean aboard with his first hit of the ball game.
Number 41, first baseman Justin Culpepper.
And now it's Justin Culpepper, but first, we'll have a mound visit here from Western Oregon. Looks like they're just going to chat about it right now. Not necessarily going to the bullpen. Ground ball would do it. They only have a left-hander throwing. Got to wonder if they want to get through Culpepper, because then you have Hill and Peter and Hickey, and Hill is a left-handed hitter, as is Michael Peter. So you'd have back-to-back lefties to face a lefty to either start off the ninth if they can roll a double play here, or to end this eighth. That one in, and it's going to get away from Santa Cruz. Rounding second on a hard turn is McLean. He gave a long look at going to third there, but he'll have to hold it second with one down. So now the double play no longer in order. And for Central Washington, that is very big. They've rolled into a few of them today. Tying run on second. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Big leadoff second from McLean. Now he'll take a half step back. 2-0, a swing from Culpepper. 2-1. Western Oregon down in Monmouth has taken a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth with a home run from Bowers. That one's over for a strike to Culpepper. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Wildcats' first baseman. Two. Got him on the outside corner. Culpepper may not like it, but from here, that is a good pitch. And there are 2 away on the inning. And the Wolves are going to go to the bullpen to get the lefty to face the lefty. And we'll take a timeout. We'll come right back. It's 4-3 Wolves in the bottom of the eighth. Bottom of the 8th inning, lefty on lefty. As Nathan Bonk comes in, and he'll face off against Jason Hill. Bonk on the season, 0-1 with an ERA of 36 after he bonked 3 players in relief against St. Martin's. And they'll look to retire Hill with a runner on second. A 1-run lead, and there it is, the second HBP of the game for Hill. Wear one off the numbers earlier in the ball game. And that one off, I think, the upper leg. Maybe a cheek. Looks like it got him in a fleshy part, though. One pitch, one HBP. And now Michael Peter, who came on defensively in the last half inning, will stand in. Some stretching has begun down in the Wolves bullpen, and Maben is going to come over to have a chit-chat here with his pitcher. Wildcats with action in their bullpen as well. Doesn't seem to be too big of a hurry in the Wolves bullpen. Heavy fastball there from Bonk. 0-1 on Peter. Well, despite his struggles early in the season, you can see what he brings. A tall left-hander. That heavy fastball. One and one. Kind of out of a 3/4 arm slot. Checks the runner at second and delivers. 1-2. That one looked like a slider for a strike. He's one pitch away from getting out of this. After an inauspicious start to the first batter, hitting Hill on the first pitch. Now one pitch away from striking out Michael Peter. This is on the ground and foul. Nice play over there in the dugout. Almost tipped out of the dugout over the railing. That's a precarious situation over there when you lean over that railing trying to play a ball on the ground. Now the 1-2 to first, stabbed by Gibbons. And that will end the bottom of the 8th. The Wildcats strand 2. Top of the 9th coming your way after this. Maben leading things off here in the top half of the ninth inning. Lemming back out for the Wildcats.
I feel bad about the Colts getting Wentz then. Basically for a bucket.
1-1 the count. Make it 1-2. Maben didn't overly like that call. Look good from up here, but just off the black. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Through the right side, Derek Maben continues to be a thorn in the side of Wildcat pitchers.
Number 28, right fielder Jacob Maben.
He has 4 hits on the day. Jacob, oh! That's and now Western Oregon players cheering on Jacob Maben, as that is the 7th time he has been hit in this series. And Justin Culpepper's gonna have a quick chat with him too. My goodness, my friend. There's some smiles down there at first from Maben towards his own dugout. Wow. That is 3 at-bats in a row for Jacob Maben where he has worn a pitch. And that one comes off the chest. Who needs a sacrifice bunt when you've gotten hit 7 times in a series? Nobody out and 2 aboard. That one skips in. It's 1-0. Wow, Jacob Maben. I'll be interested to see if the Wolves give him game 4 off, just to make sure his body doesn't break on him, because my goodness. Pumped over for a strike. It's 1-1. Seven hit by pitches. That is an incredible number for a single series, as Gibbons swings and misses there. It's 1-2. He had 6 all of last year. Gonna have more than a few bruises. In the air to shallow right. McCain coming on. Runner's gonna feint a tag and will retreat.
Number 4, third baseman.
For out number 1. And Justin Herzog had a single, and he scored in his last at-bat. Ended up coming around a score on a pass ball. He does have 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Able to break the collar, but Lemming is done. The Wildcats will go back to the bullpen, so we'll take a timeout with 1 away here in the 9th. Top of the ninth. 4-3, runners on first and second, and J.J. Asinas will take over. On the ground to short. They're going to get one, but not two.
Number 20, right fielder Hank Forrest.
And that'll bring up Forrest, the right fielder. He entered in the top half of the eighth as a pinch runner. Misses a ball, 1-0. Two balls, no strikes to Forrest. Swing and a miss. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouled off. It'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 aboard. 2s across the scoreboard. Wolves ahead 4-3, and they would like an insurance marker, I'm sure. In the air to the infield. It's a pop-up. Hill and Lesmeister, and it'll be Lesmeister who comes down with it. So it's 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning here from Ellensburg. Bottom of the ninth, it's
Wildcats at the bottom of the ninth is number 37, Austin Olin.
going to be a pinch hitter for the Wildcats. Austin Olin's going to hit for Hickey. First pitch, a called strike. Oland going to inquire with the home plate umpire. One and two to the pinch hitter now. Two and two in the dirt. Tried to get him to chase, but he did not. Bonk back out to try to close this one down. Got the jitters out of his system when he hit Hill with his first pitch. Has bounced back nicely. Olin fouls it off the netting. Just outside. That would have been a pitcher's pitch and a half there had that one been called. Bonk runs the count full to the first hitter of the inning. Three, 2. Inside, the Wildcats have a leadoff walk. And Desi Story is going to pinch run. It's Adam Fossil running.
Pinch running at first base is number 7, Adam Fossil. Now batting the DH, number 13, Jake Tilley.
So, if this game does extend, if the Wildcats are able to tie it up, the Wildcats will need a new catcher. Oland is the usual starting catcher. Fossil is an outfielder. Squaring around is Tilley, and an almost pitch out there from Bonk.
Probably go to Engel. We played high school in Seattle in high school. And they went for sacrifice bunt on our third baseman, Charlie. He slapped it over his head.
Oh, that's going to be close. I thought Tilley went after that one. And pitching coach going to come out here and have a chit-chat with Bonk. And at this point, Tilley's willing to give himself up, so let him. Is generally the mantra in a situation like this. Left on the Wildcats bench for catchers, the full-time catcher's Jake Engel. And then you have Colton Bunt, who was a part-time catcher. Ended up moving to the outfield for Desi Story. So I think that's really the option. Gonna have to be Engel. Tilley squaring around. 3-0. A right-hander starts to loosen now in the Wolves bullpen. (3-0), Tilly squaring. Ball 4, he's walked him. Trouble brewing in Ellensburg. Back-to-back walks from Bonk. And it's back to the top of the order. Berryman. And we're going to have another pinch runner. Story will send Mike Copeland out to run it first.
Now running at first base, number 15, Michael Copeland.
Berryman squares. First pitch, a called strike, 0-1. Crashing all the way in the first baseman, offering at its Berryman. He can't get it down, 0-2. Here's the big question. Do you go back to it? I think in this situation, with Berryman having 2 hits on the day and a walk, I might let him swing it here with 2 strikes. Thought about that one, but held off 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, two. Berryman fouls it off. A 1-2. Got him swinging a big first out there for the Wolves. And that is out number 1. Justin Hampson strides to the plate, the left-handed center fielder. First pitch, a strike, 0-1 to Hampson. That one missed, much to the chagrin of Western Oregon, 1-1. Right-hander continues to loosen in the bullpen for the Wolves. Bottom of the 9th, 4-3. Runners on first and second and 1 down. Bonk trying to complete the save. Hampson, half-hearted swing, and it's 1-2. He tried to hold up and couldn't. got him looking for strike 3, and Hampson doesn't like it. He's got a few choice words for the home plate umpire, but it's not going to matter. Hampson down looking. And really, whether it's on the plate or not, it has been a consistent strike zone today. Bonk finds the strike zone there, 0-1. On the ground to short. Maben fields the throw on the run. He got him. Bonk gets the save here in game number 1. 4-3, the Wolves take it. We'll be back in 30 to 40 minutes here with game number 2. Our final 4-3 from Ellensburg.